I've made fun of people in the past saying that you have to roll them in flour to find the wet spot. But if you're a man 600 pounds, you ain't finding anything. It's not there, at least not in a way that's presentable, buried amongst a foot, perhaps 2 feet of extra blubber. And so unless you've got a Drake the Snake Roberts, there's no way you're having sexy time when you're weighing over 600 pounds.
But he's so big.
Listen, I get this all the time. Are you okay, leprechaun? Coach Greg, in today's video, Will Tennyson is going to find out what it's like to be Brently G. And so he titled the video, I Gained 400 Pounds for a Day. He dresses up with full bodysuit, makeup, and everything to once and for all find out just how hard is it really. Does Will actually discovered how truly horrendous it is to be morbidly obese? And foreshadowing, he doesn't. It's way, way harder than this.
I can't even see the steps.
And so the first thing you need to realize is that Will only weighs perhaps 250 pounds in this fat suit. All that padding, it's not made out of lead. And so if he actually weighed 600 pounds, he would immediately find out just how hard it is to get around. Will is a young, fit man who's about 6 feet tall. If he had to actually walk around with 400 pounds on his body, he wouldn't be walking anywhere. He'd be sitting down.
Today is all about completing tasks of the expected and the unexpected challenges of being obese.
And so for some reason, Will decides to dress up as a 600-pound woman. Not sure why he chose to be a 600-pound female, but hey, let's go with it. The size of the knockers, guys.
And it all starts right here in our home, just doing some regular old chores. So I got a list, and let's get to it.
If people were actually doing all these tasks in the first place, they wouldn't get morbidly obese in the first place. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much need this would add up to? Non-exercise activity thermogenesis? Walking the dog? Really? You think people who are morbidly obese are doing all these activities? Going out into the world, having fun? Going to arcade games, having a good time, playing Dance Dance Revolution? Of course not. Why do you think they're fat? It's because they're not moving. They're playing video games, perhaps jerking off once a week because they don't have the energy to do it.
Okay. I really have to get used to my circumference right now. Like this is...
If Will were actually 600 pounds, he would have had to take a break 3 times while walking up that one flight of stairs. Walking up a flight of stairs at 600 pounds, if Will's 200 pounds, he'd have to put a 405-pound bar on his back. That's a heavy squat for Will to do in the gym. And walk up the stairs. Imagine lunging, walking up the stairs with 405 pounds on your back. It's hard. He'd be leaning on the stairs with 2 hands, taking 1 step at a time and panting heavily. That would be HIIT cardio if he were 600 pounds.
I'm actually feeling physically exhausted from just trying to get out of bed.
And notice he lays down in the bed and needs assistance to get off. This is what life would be like. And so before you make your next move to lay down, you need an exit strategy. Will I actually be able to get up?
The simple task of just making my bed somehow became incredibly difficult.
136 beats per minute. Literally just making my bed right now.
136 beats a minute making his bed. But remember, he doesn't weigh 600 pounds. They did not strap a 400-pound barbell on his back to experience what it's truly like to weigh 600 pounds.
5 to 600 pounds requires a lot of food and very little movement.
And so Queso makes an appearance, but everyone knows that Queso, he's way heavier than 600 pounds. Queso is so heavy that light bends towards him. He is, in fact, a black hole.
Give up carrots.
Go ahead. What's the next one gonna be, buddy?
Or give up sweet corn.
Okay, I mean, you know what? Take them both.
And so if he were actually 600 pounds, most likely the egg's staying there. He's not going to want to bend over and clean up that mess. And so Brently G, who was featured in this video, I asked him directly, how hard would it be to clean up that egg mess that Will Tennyson spilt on the floor? His response, I've cried over a spilled soup before because it was so hard to get down and clean up. And after I was done, I didn't get to eat the soup I wanted, so it was double sad. And so there it is. You break an egg, you spill some soup, you drop a piece of French toast on the floor, you may not even be able to clean it. Now remember, Brently's 6'4", 574 pounds. But if you're 4 inches shorter and 600 pounds, it's going to feel that much heavier. Brently is a very large man, very tall, very imposing. But the shorter you are and the more you weigh, the harder it's going to be for you to get around.
I've come to the conclusion today that if anything drops on the floor, it is now dead to me.
And so Will said it himself, anything that drops on the floor, it's meant to be there.
Do you still be married to me?
I wouldn't divorce you.
No?
Wouldn't she though?
There's a whole lot more of me to love now.
There certainly is.
It'd be harder for me to enjoy it though, I guess.
And so notice, he can barely even lean in and get a kiss. There's too much of him to love.
Oh my God, I'm sweating so bad.
And so the difficulty of putting on your socks and your shoes, absolutely incredible. And so if your partner, your loved ones, your parents, brother and sister, your friends, family, if they do everything for you, they are enabling you. They're allowing you to get by. If they wouldn't enable you, they'd have no choice but to lose weight. Reminds me of when Winnie the Pooh got stuck in that window. He couldn't get through it. And so they just left him there. Well, eventually he'll lose weight. He'll be able to get through the window. And so if they had enabled him, they just keep feeding him while he's stuck in the window, he's going to stay stuck for life. But if you say, hey, too bad, get yourself out, eventually you lose the weight and you get on with your life.
My cuddle game is going to be strong.
And so his cuddle game would not be stronger than last time. He'd be just laying there, starfish. Wouldn't be able to do anything.
Okay.
And so he can barely fit in an Uber XL. And so imagine if Will was to sit next to you on an airplane. All you can smell is the whiff coming up from their armpits. He hasn't showered in days. When you're that fat, you don't have the energy to shower harder than last time.
You don't see a lot of 600-pound people at the gym. That's probably because it's tiring.
The reason you don't see many people 600 pounds at the gym is because there aren't many. There aren't many that are alive. When you're 600 pounds, that is truly rare. Hardly anyone weighs 600 pounds. And if they do weigh 600 pounds, they don't need to go to the gym to work out. Remember that video, fat guy in the gym when I was coaching Brently G? He could barely fit in the equipment. It's not designed for people who weigh 600 pounds.
My stomach's getting in the way. Mike Israetel would not be happy with that depth.
He brought up Mike Israetel in a video, but he also wouldn't be happy about a lot of things. For example, the fact that he didn't win his pro card because he just didn't have the proper 10.
What's your thoughts when you see an obese person in the gym?
I think they're making a change for the better.
And so when I see an obese person in the gym, I'm thinking, thank God they care enough about their health to finally do something about it. I'm proud of them. I'm happy to see them training. And I've never in my life seen anyone make fun of or treat somebody poorly because they're obese in the gym. And so if you're obese and you're thinking, oh, I can't go to the gym, everyone's just going to make fun of me. This is bullshit. You're coping. You're trying to find excuses not to go when you should be making excuses to get your ass into the gym. Here's the thing with being 600 pounds and in the gym. You don't need to lift weights. You don't. And so if you're morbidly obese, what should you be doing? Putting the fork down. Eating less. And what should you be doing? Moving more. Whether it's lifting your arms in the air, standing up once in a while, doing the laundry, making your bed, walking the dog, anything. Movement burns calories. And if you eat fewer calories and burn more of them off, you eventually are going to lose weight, which is exactly what Brently G has been doing.
Honestly, man, it's up to you how okay you are going to be with your body. I spent a lot of my time hating myself, hating my body, feeling disgusting, hiding away in a basement because I didn't want to be seen. And as large as I was, I've lost a lot of weight now, and I've earned this body. I may still be heavier than you, but I earned looking this good, and I am not ashamed to show it off. I wear short shorts in public. I got the arm flappies and everything, but still, I'm proud of this body because I fought for it. I earned it by every day waking up and making the right choice. And, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to take pride in who you are, in the body you have, and just know that even though it's not great, it's still better than it was.
And so if you're 600 pounds, what are you waiting for? You have to do like Brently G says. Take ownership. Take pride in your body. Put the fork down and move and lose some of the weight.
Do you guys have 8XL pants? You don't think you have 8XL?
And of course, there are no 8XL pants in the mall. When you're 600 pounds, you're one of perhaps 1 in 10,000 people. And so if the store carried 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 XL, they would never sell them. It'd be useless. And so of course they don't sell these things. It would be like going to a store and saying, I want to buy size 19 4X sneakers.
This preschool teacher had all these kids around.
The teacher sort of scolded the kid, said, hey, don't stare at him. And the kid said, but he's so big.
And so to me, it's no different than if you saw somebody who was 7'4", perhaps an NBA basketball player. Never seen anyone that tall in my life. And so listen, I get this all the time. I'm so short, when I walk into any room, everyone is saying, are you okay, leprechaun? Mom, I've never seen a leprechaun before. Isn't that the manlet, the hobbit? I've never seen a hobbit before.
What's the little guy, the hobbit's name? Ray.
And so I get it all the time. People see me, I enter the room, and everyone is saying, wow. And they don't look for very long. They look for 2 seconds. They see me catching their eyes, and they look away. But they soon do the double take. And I know, I know I'm very short, but it's okay.
And so I deal with this every day.
So they may not be making fun of me because of my massive stature, my size, but I get this, and it's okay. And so people are just shocked to see somebody that short, that tall, that fat. Doesn't mean they're trying to make fun of you. It's just shocking to ever encounter somebody so far unique from yourself.
I wonder, why do you think that fashion's so minimal for people my size?
Because there's not enough people that fat to make profit from it. It's like, why would I carry a pre-workout flavor called Crazy Glue? Tastes like Crazy Glue. Not many people want to buy a flavor called Crazy Glue, and so I don't offer it. Even though somebody out there would like it. Hey, I love the taste of Crazy Glue. I'm not going to sell it. And so let me explain something so that you'll understand. If Sam Sulek walks into a kitchen store and says, hey, I'm bulking, I need to buy some big spoons to eat my cereal with, and he wants this, they're not going to have it. But Sam's like, but bro, I need to bulk. I need a big scoop. They're saying, yeah, but we don't sell these here. Because rare does anyone need to bulk as much as Sam Sulek does in order to put on more size. And so they don't have this. Doesn't mean they don't exist. You can get the Pooper Scooper at perhaps Canadian Tire. But you're not going to get it in the kitchen store.
What?
And to the same extent, not many people wear 8XL style clothing, and so you can't get it at the regular clothing store. Does that make sense? No Sam Suleks were hurt in the making of this video.
For 2? Yeah, can we do a booth?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No way is he fitting in a booth.
I'm probably not heavy enough to break the wooden chair anymore, but like, I used to be, and that's still in my head, and it's still a worry, because there's really nothing more embarrassing than breaking another person's chair.
And so imagine, when you're 600 pounds, you even have to be careful of where you sit. The majority of chairs, they can't even handle your weight.
There's a general idea that we put ourselves in this situation, that we eat our way up to that, and we, are lazy to this point.
And so, of course, Brently is putting it exactly as it really is. People feel that people who weigh 600 pounds, who are morbidly obese, they ate themselves there. They did it to themselves, and they did. Doesn't mean you don't feel sorry for them. I feel bad when I see somebody who's perhaps 4 or 5, even 600 pounds. I feel bad for them. Imagine how horrible it is to live your life at that weight. And I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But why do they wish it on themselves? Really think about that. They could easily lose the weight. Easy. All they have to do is eat less. They're losing weight. But they choose not to. Brently says, well, they feel like it'd be more miserable if they had to eat healthy. Really, they'd be more miserable eating healthy food from, for example, my cookbook, to eat fruits and vegetables instead of pizza, that it would be such a miserable life to have to eat healthy food and lose all of that weight. Imagine feeling that way. Will is demonstrating just how hard this really is, and he doesn't even weigh 600 pounds. But yet people choose to be that fat when they easily could do something about it.
A little friendly date night competition at the arcade. What do you say?
You're going down.
Yeah.
Notice how quickly they're walking, holding hands. The day would already be over. He'd be saying, can we get back home? I'm going to lay starfish and you can please me. There's no way he's going to be able to satisfy his woman. If you're 600 pounds, you don't have the energy to do anything. And are you really going to get on top? You don't want to be charged with manslaughter. And yeah, when you're 600 pounds, you like to eat, but you're not eating that. You know what I'm talking about. The effort to bend over, position yourself in that way. Well, perhaps if she's good at doing a squat, you can lay starfish and you can perhaps have your snack. You can lay down on your back and you can do what you gotta do. But that's the only way your woman's being satisfied. And remember, I've made fun of people in the past saying that you have to roll them in flour to find a wet spot. But if you're a man 600 pounds, you ain't finding anything. It's not there, at least not in a way that's presentable, buried amongst a foot, perhaps 2 feet of extra blubber. And so unless you've got a Drake the Snake Roberts, there's no way you're having sexy time when you're weighing over 600 pounds.
A lot of people are tempted to make big changes, but just take it day by day.
And so Brently's saying small changes. You don't have to accomplish everything in a day. You're not going to start doing 2-a-day workouts and going on a 1,000 calorie diet. Small changes. Start counting calories, switch from regular pop to diet pop. Make small changes that you will barely even notice, things that are easy for you to do. Now, my suggestion, you can get my Circle diet book, my life's work, how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life, as well as to get my cookbook, low-calorie, delicious recipes for the big eater. And don't forget, of course, GO2 Max to improve cardio, improved endurance. The main ingredient, NMN, is shown in research to dramatically improve your ability to walk, to have more energy, to help you to lose weight. Code Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you in fact liked it. Now remember, if you're morbidly obese, you can and of course should do something about it. Don't forget to watch those 2 bloops, the cookbooks, the training books, the Circle diet book, my HDLT clothing line. And remember, if you have no money, get the free, that's right, free diet and training program. It's close to 50 pages. And so what's your excuse? You can get a free program on the website. And until next time, I am out.